Tree Gnome Village is a quest where you have to thwart the Khazard Army from hunting the Tree Gnomes to extinction. This quest is started by talking to King Bolren. He and his people have been safely tucked away in the center of a complicated maze. They live here to avoid being hunted down for sport, with varying levels of success. General Khazard, who we know from the Fight Arena quest, has launched a full-scale attack on the gnomes. These little creatures are not violent, but will square the fuck up if they have to. Normally, the gnomes are protected by the 3 orbs of the spirit trees. As long as they are in place, no creature of darkness can harm the gnomes. But to turn the tide against Khazard's dark army, 1 orb has been taken to the battlefield, which has now been taken, and the gnomes are in grave danger. This confused Medio somewhat. If the orbs offered protection against dark forces, why were they in danger from Khazard in the first place?
He was asking too many questions.
But all is not lost. Medio, a man of normal height, might be able to tip the scales in the gnomes' favor. To this end, he is sent to Commander Montai on the battlefield. Medio's first task is to bring logs so that they can reinforce the battlements. Luckily, he's an expert at sharing wood with Shawheat. The next step was breaching Khazard's defense and retrieve the gnome's orb. For this, the gnomes have to coordinate the ballista. This was Medio's first time operating heavy medieval siege weapons, but if he could operate a Glock 18, how hard could this be? Quite hard, as it turns out. 3 gnome trackers need to give Medio the correct coordinates. For convenience sake, they are called Gnome Tracker 1, 2 and 3 respectively. Getting the gnome ballista in working order is an important task. If the orb is retrieved, none of the gnome blood spilled here today will be in vain. Which again begs the question, why did they risk losing the orb in the first place? Anyway, Medio makes his way beyond the battlefield to gather the coordinates. Gnome Tracker 1 did hide, and he gives the hide coordinate without any problems. Gnome Tracker 2 has been captured, and they tortured and beat him, but he promises he didn't tell Khazard anything. This leads me to believe that Khazard hadn't resorted to cock and ball torture yet. He gives the Y coordinate for the ballista as well. Gnome Tracker 3 has lost his feeble mind and cannot give a reliable answer to anything, let alone the X coordinates for a medieval siege weapon. He did promise that if Medio danced with him, Khazard's men would be bested. This turned out to be an over-exaggeration. So Medio had the height coordinate, the Y coordinate, but the X coordinate eluded him. So he did what he always did when he wasn't sure on how to operate heavy machinery. And he decided to wing it. The ballista then hit an orphanage. The war machine never stops though, and the second shot was right on target. This allowed Medio to breach the building where the orb was being kept. With the orb in hand, Medio returned to the Tree Gnome Village. But while he was away, disaster had struck. Khazard launched a counterattack in the heart of the village to steal the 2 remaining orbs from the spirit tree. In its defense, many gnomes died, including King Bolren's wife. Bolren is in shambles, and for good reason, because if those gnome ball cheerleaders are anything to go by, his wife must have been absolutely stacked. The orbs have been taken by a Khazardian warlord to the north, and it's up to Medio to get it back. So Medio confronts the warlord and urges him to return the orbs, as they're stolen goods, blindly and conveniently forgetting that thieving is a skill that he's trained extensively. The warlord is not impressed, and vows to end Medio's miserable life, just as soon as he can get in melee range. The Khazard warlord dropped the orbs as he fell to the ground. Medio secured them and safely made his way back to Tree Gnome Village without any real problems. When Bolren received the 2 rotund orbs, he was ecstatic. For some reason, they filled him with sweet memories of his late wife. The gnomes quickly started the restoration ritual, and the tree spirit restored its protection over the gnomes. For his service, Medio is awarded with the ability to travel between tree spirits and the knowledge that because of him, no gnome would have to suffer anymore. Until this happened.